Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I will start a new session. It's about the routing. It's very important. One of the things, like I want to create different type of page. One of the home page, about page, and the contact page. So React is the single page application. If you want to redirect it to the home page, to the about page, or rather than the contact page, everything will be redirected without loading any page. So for doing this, we have to install React Router DOM, and also we have to create some of the page. Better first of all, I want to create some of the page. If you go to that our project, right now I make every page as a clean. Okay, I make it as a clean. And now in our body, okay, into the component, into the body, better into the body area, I want to do for the first time I want to create one of the new component. I just name it as a home. Okay, home.jsx. Okay, I simply created one of the component as a home, and this component I want to do to make it one of the class based component. So if you want to create that class based component, that will be the RCE. And now you can see it's now suggested. I simply click it. Now our class based component for the home is created as a it's React. There is a component from to the React and export class as a home, right? So it's successfully created. Great. And also I want to create another page. That means in our body, into this body area, I want to create another new page, and I just name it as the about.jsx. That will be our about page. And for the about page, you can create that class based component. If you want to create that functional component, you can also create it. Like I copy it from to the header. From to the header, I want to copy it, and I just paste it. Right now we don't need this navigation. I also want to remove it. Okay, and now our name will be as about. I just simply name it as a about, and from here also we have to export it, right? So when you export it, then you are able to import this about. So that is our React module. From to the React module, it will be load that our React library, and then about, and it will be returned into the dev area. For education purpose, I make it as a one of the h1 tag, and that will be as about. Okay, about page. I simply name it as a about page. And for the home, I want to do here, I want to add the link as a h1 tag, and that will be as a home page. Okay, make it as a home page. And also I want to create another contact page. So into the body, I want to create another new file, and I just name it as a contact. Okay, contact.jsx. So I simply created another page as a contact, and here I want to create one of the class based component with the RCE. Now our class based component created successfully, and here I name one of the h1 tag. That will be as a contact page. Okay, I simply created 3 of this page in here. And now we have to create one of the route. That means if you go to the Google, if you search with the React, okay, React Router DOM. So React Router DOM is little bit different right now. If you go, and also there is another one as an overview, React Router. Like here, that is actually our previous version. Okay, here if you want to install it, so that is our React Router. So that is a React Router DOM. And if you use that React Router DOM, then also you have to input that browser router, switch, route, link, and then there is a router, dev, okay, and switch route. So that was actually before the 6. Right now, recently React updated that router. If you go, you can see that is a npm install React Router DOM. Here first of all we have to install it, and then that is little bit changed. You can see now that is actually different as a browser router. The router, you have to use it as a router path, and then element, and here you have to load your component like that way. So that was as before, only you have to load these things like that way. Now this, all that your component page, we have to pass it into this object area. Okay, so better I show you. For doing this, first of all we have to install that npm install React Router DOM 6. So if you using that 5, then our 5 version will be like that. Okay, 5 version will be like that, and for the 6 it's recently updated. So better I want to show you that things, how can create some of the router with this React Router DOM. I simply copy it. First of all I want to install it. If you go to our project, so that is our project, our server is now running with the npm start. And now better I want to open another CMD. Okay, I simply open that CMD. So that is a React and a student project. Here I want to paste it as the npm install react router dom6. Okay, first of all I want to install it. Click as the enter. Now that will be installed at this react router dom in your system. So it may take a little time. Better when it will be done, then I'll come back again. So friend, here you can see our React Router DOM is now successfully installed. Okay, so here it's now installed. If you also want to check it in your package.json, if you go to that package.json, you can see the React DOM, that is a React Router DOM 6.0.2 is now installed, which is totally fine, which is great. Now all that our component as a home component, the contact, and then about, everything I want to do, I want to load in our body. If you go into this body, I have already created one of the page component as a body. Here I want to load it. Before here you can see I have loaded that menu. So I have already created one of the page as a menu. So that will be the 4 page right now. That is a menu page, home page, contact page, and then about page. So everything I want to do, I want to load in our body. So when you work with the React Router DOM, also our first page is loaded as an app. If you go to that that is our folder name, that is src here, that is our main directory as a app.js, right? If you go to that app.js, and into this app.js, before I loaded one of the main component, right? So into this main component area, here you have to allocate that browser router. Okay, here we have to do, if you go, you can see there is a browser router. So this browser router will be comes from to the React Router DOM. Here we have to input it. I simply copy it, and now in our that is our app.js, into this app.js I simply paste it. Okay, I simply paste it. You can also take it into the one line. There is a browser, there is a router, and then route. So we don't need this router and then route, so I simply remove it. I only need that browser router. Okay, so that will be as a browser router from to the React Router DOM. And now I want to load it in our main component. So before this main component, I want to load this browser. Okay, browser router. You can see it's also suggested there is a browser router is started, and also I want to close it as a browser router. So make that sure you import this browser router from to the React Router DOM, and now I loaded our browser router, and into this area I pass our main component. So here that is the main component is loaded, right? So that is our first page. For the reasons here I make it as a browser router. Great. So now we have to work in our navigation. That means in our page, into this page navigation area, here we have to put some of the URL, and also we have to create some of the route. So how can create it in our next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.